Three things. Most people walk into a supermarket needing three things. They leave with 12 every single time. And the strange part is, they cannot explain why. The extra things seemed necessary in the moment. The choices felt free. Nothing forced them, but something guided them. The temperature of the air, the smell near the entrance, the music playing just below the level of conscious thought, the way the shelves were arranged so that the thing they actually needed was always at the back. None of this happened by accident. Every detail was decided before they arrived. The supermarket knew what they would do before they walked through the door. So the question is not why people buy more than they planned. The question is, who planned it that way? And why? To understand what a supermarket really is, we need to go back to a time before it existed. And before the supermarket, there was the general store. For most of human history, buying food was a personal experience. You walked into a small shop. A person stood behind a counter. You told them what you needed. They went and got it for you. They knew your name. They knew your family. They knew that you always bought the same bread on Fridays. You did not wander. You did not browse. You asked. They fetched. You paid. You left. The shop owner had no reason to confuse you. Their business depended on your trust and your return. Then, in 1916, a man named Clarence Saunders opened a store in Memphis, Tennessee. He called it Piggly Wiggly. The name was strange. The idea behind it was stranger. Customers would enter through a single door. They would walk through a series of winding aisles. They would pick up their own products from the shelves. They would pay at the end and exit through a different door. There was no person behind a counter. There was no one to ask. For the first time, customers were alone with the products. This was the birth of self-service shopping. And it changed everything. Saunders noticed something immediately. When customers walked past the products themselves, when they could touch them, hold them, read them, smell them, they bought more, significantly more. Not because they needed more, because seeing creates wanting. A woman who came in for flour walked past a display of spices arranged at eye level. The colors were bright, the jars were clean and neat. The smell of cinnamon drifted gently into the aisle. She had not thought about cinnamon that morning. She bought cinnamon. Saunders understood what he had found. The store itself could do the selling. If the products were in the right place, at the right height, in the right order, the customer would buy them without being asked, without being persuaded, without even fully realizing a decision had been made. He began to think carefully about every detail. Where did customers turn when they entered? What did they see first? Where did their eyes go naturally? Which products should be near each other? These were not decorating questions. These were psychological questions. The Piggly Wiggly models spread quickly across America. By the 1930s, self-service stores were appearing everywhere. By the 1950s, they had grown larger, much larger, and the word supermarket had entered the language. In 1930, the average American supermarket carried around 800 different products. Today, the average supermarket carries between 30 and 50,000. 50,000 individual products, each one placed with intention, each one positioned to be seen at exactly the right moment. The store that Clarence Saunders built in Memphis was a seed. What grew from it was something far more deliberate, far more powerful, and far less visible. If this kind of story, one that opens a door you never noticed before, feels useful to you, please subscribe to Calm English Journeys. It helps us make more stories like this one, and it costs you nothing but one small click. Thank you, my friends. Now let us go deeper. The supermarket is not a store. Not really. It is an environment. Every element of that environment was designed by someone, tested by someone, and adjusted, sometimes thousands of times until it produced the right result. The right result is not that you find what you need. The right result is that you stay longer, see more, and spend more than you planned. Begin at the entrance. Almost every large supermarket in the world greets you with the same thing: flowers, fresh fruit, bright colors. the smell of something clean and natural. This is not decoration. The entrance is designed to do one specific thing to your brain. It needs to slow you down. When you walk in from the street, you are moving fast. You are thinking about your list. You are focused. The supermarket needs you to stop being focused. Flowers and fruit signal freshness, life, abundance. They create a feeling, warm, calm, optimistic, before you have touched a single product. Your pace slows, your shoulders drop slightly. Your guard, without your knowledge, comes down. You are now ready to be guided. Next comes the layout. In almost every supermarket, the products you need most are not near the entrance. Milk is at the back. Bread is at the back. Eggs are at the back. These are the things that most people come to buy, and they are placed as far from the door as possible. Why? Because to reach them, you must walk past everything else. Past the biscuits, past the chocolates arranged at the end of each aisle, past the special offers with their bright red signs, past the products placed at eye level, which are almost never the cheapest option, while the cheaper alternatives sit near the floor where almost nobody looks. Every step you take toward the milk is a step past 100 small invitations. And then there is the music. Supermarkets control the music with great care. Slow music makes people walk slowly. People who walk slowly spend more time in the store. People who spend more time in the store buy more. One study from the 1980s found that when slow music played, supermarket sales increased by nearly 40% compared to days when fast music played. 40%. For music alone, the tempo of the song playing above your head is not chosen because the manager likes it. It is chosen because it keeps your feet moving at exactly the right speed. Then there is something even less visible. Smell. Many supermarkets pump the scent of fresh bread through their ventilation systems, even when no bread is being baked nearby. The smell of bread is one of the most powerful triggers of comfort and hunger in the human brain. It connects to memory, to home, to warmth. A person who feels hungry buys more food. A person who feels comfortable stays longer. The bread smell costs the supermarket almost nothing. What it earns them is significant, and consider the lighting. The meat section glows under warm red light, making the products look fresher, richer, more appealing than they would under ordinary white light. The produce section is lit to make vegetables look vivid and bright. The bakery section is bathed in golden warmth. Each section has its own light. Each light is designed to make one specific thing look as desirable as possible. You are not seeing the products as they are. You are seeing them as the supermarket wants you to see them. A young mother pushes a trolley through a supermarket on a Wednesday afternoon. She has a list. She has a budget. She is careful with money, but the aisle smells of warm bread. The lighting is soft and golden. A slow song she half recognizes plays somewhere above her. The chocolates are at her child's eye level, not hers. Her child reaches out. She was not going to buy chocolate today. She buys chocolate today. None of this happened by accident. All of it was planned. Long before she arrived, all of this would be a harmless game if everyone could afford to lose. But not everyone can, and the supermarket does not care either way. The average family in most countries spends significantly more at the supermarket than they intend to. Studies in the United Kingdom found that shoppers spend around 40% more than they planned when they enter without a strict list. 40%. That is not a small number for a family that is already careful with money. For a wealthy family, 40% extra is an inconvenience. For a family living close to the edge, it can mean choosing between food and something else they needed. The supermarket does not adjust its tactics based on who is walking through the door. The flowers are still at the entrance. The music is still slow. The essential products are still at the back. The system does not discriminate. It simply works on everyone equally, and the products placed most aggressively are rarely the healthiest ones. Walk into almost any large supermarket and observe where things are placed. The products at eye level, the ones easiest to reach, the ones the eye goes to first, are almost always the ones with the highest profit margins for the store. Heavily processed foods, products high in sugar and salt, Brightly packaged snacks designed to be bought quickly and without much thought. The fresh vegetables are often harder to find. Plainer packaging, less prominent placement. This is not accidental. Processed food companies pay supermarkets significant amounts of money for premium shelf positions. The best spots in the store are not decided by nutrition. They are decided by who pays the most for them. A child growing up in a household that shops mostly from eye-level shelves eats differently from a child whose family shops from a list and never deviates. Over years, over decades, that difference accumulates in the body, and then there is the checkout line. You have made it through the entire store. Your trolley is full, you are tired, you are ready to leave, and there, at the very last moment, arranged at exactly the right height for a bored and tired person to reach without thinking. Chocolate bars, small snacks, magazines, batteries, things that were not on any list. This placement has a name inside the retail industry. It is called the impulse zone. The name is honest, at least. It is designed entirely for the moment when your resistance is lowest, when your decisions for the day feel already made, when one small thing feels harmless. The checkout line smells faintly of sugar and warm plastic. You pick something up. You are almost done. The hidden cost of all of this is not only financial. It is the feeling, quiet, persistent, that your choices are not fully your own, that something you cannot see is making small decisions for you every time you shop. And the uncomfortable truth is this: it is, not violently, not dishonestly in any legal sense, but steadily, invisibly, by design. The supermarket did not stop at the supermarket. That is the part of the story that most people have not fully noticed yet. The same techniques, the same understanding of how human attention works, how decisions are made, how desire is created, moved out of the physical store and into every screen you carry. Online shopping was supposed to fix the problem. That was the promise, at least. No more slow music, no more bread smell, no more chocolates at the checkout. Just a clean list, a search bar, and exactly what you came for. But the people who built online shopping had studied the supermarket very carefully, and they brought everything with them. The homepage of any large online retailer is not a neutral space. It is an entrance hall, designed with the same intention as those flowers and fresh fruit near the supermarket door. Products flash across the screen. Limited time offers glow in urgent red. A small counter tells you that only 3 items are left in stock. This is not information. This is pressure. The countdown timer on a sale creates the same feeling as the impulse zone at the checkout. Your resistance drops. The decision accelerates. You buy before you have fully decided to. The digital store knows more about you than any physical supermarket ever could. It knows what you looked at last Tuesday. It knows what you almost bought but did not. It knows how long you paused on a certain product page, and it uses all of that to arrange your personal entrance hall, your homepage, your recommendations, your search results, in exactly the order most likely to make you spend. Then came the apps. Grocery delivery services arrived promising convenience. Order from home. Save time. Avoid the crowds. But inside the app, the old logic continued. Sponsored products appear at the top of every search, even when they are not the cheapest or the best match. Bundles are offered that seem like savings, but contain more than you needed. The app remembers your previous orders and suggests them automatically, making it effortless to buy the same things again without reconsidering whether you still want them. Convenience and manipulation arrive together. They are still difficult to separate, and the techniques have moved further still. Restaurants use them, streaming services use them, social media platforms use them. The principle is always the same. Control the environment, guide the attention, make certain choices feel natural and others feel difficult. A person scrolling through a food delivery app at 10 at night, tired, a little hungry. The blue light of the screen, the only light in the room, is in the same position as the tired shopper in the checkout line. Resistance is low. The impulse zone is open. The app already knows what they ordered last time. It suggests it before they have even thought about it. We have not noticed how normalized this has become. being guided without knowing it, being arranged without consenting to it, moving through environments, physical and digital, that were built to produce specific behaviors in us. A woman in her kitchen on a Sunday morning opens her grocery app to order milk. 40 minutes later, she is still scrolling. Her basket has 19 items in it. She came for milk. The kitchen smells of coffee going cold. She checks out without looking at the total. At some point, the question stops being about supermarkets. It becomes about something quieter, something more personal. What does it mean to choose something, really choose it? Not because it was placed at eye level, not because a slow song was playing, not because a timer told you the offer was ending in 4 minutes, not because the app remembered what you bought last time and made it effortless to buy it again, but because you stopped, you thought, you decided. That kind of choosing takes something that the modern world makes increasingly difficult to find: attention. Attention is what every supermarket, every app, every carefully designed environment is really after. Not your money, exactly. Your attention first. Then your money follows naturally. And attention, once it is taken, feels as though it was always theirs. This is the deepest part of the design. It does not feel like manipulation. It feels like desire. You wanted the cinnamon. You wanted the chocolate. You wanted the 19 things in your basket. Nobody forced you. But someone arranged the world so that wanting them was the easiest thing to do. There is an old idea that freedom means having many choices. The more options, the more freedom. But standing in a supermarket aisle, surrounded by 50,000 products with slow music above and the smell of warm bread drifting from somewhere unseen, a person is not more free than someone who walked into a small shop and told a person behind a counter exactly what they needed. They are just more surrounded. And surrounded is not the same as free. None of this means the answer is simple. People need to eat. Supermarkets provide food efficiently, affordably, at a scale that was impossible 100 years ago. That is real. That matters. But knowing the design does not ruin the supermarket. It changes how you walk through it. The flowers at the entrance are still beautiful. But now you know they are there to slow you down. The music is still playing, but now you know why the tempo is what it is. And that knowledge, small, quiet, easy to carry, is the only thing the supermarket was never designed to give you. There is a man who shops every Saturday morning at the same supermarket. He has done this for 20 years. He brings a list, a short one, written on the same small piece of paper he folds into his shirt pocket before he leaves home. He does not browse. He does not linger near the displays. He moves through the store like someone who knows exactly where he is going. He buys what is on the list. He leaves. Outside, in the car park, the morning air is cold and sharp, and smells of nothing in particular. He puts his bag in the car. He drives home. He is satisfied in a way that has nothing to do with what he bought. Leave a comment below, my friends. Tell me, have you ever walked out of a supermarket with far more than you planned? What did you buy that you did not intend to? I read every comment. I would love to know. And that is our story for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you learn something new. Keep listening, keep growing, and I will see you again very soon in our next story. Take care, my friends. Goodbye.